Welcome back to Metaphysics 101 with OG Vibe. Today's a very special episode because we're going to be talking about elements and chakras. Hmm. Now, I know a lot of us are aware of what elements and chakras are, but in today's episode, I hope that we are able to just kind of expand our knowledge of that and kind of meditate on those topics and see how we can use them to better empower ourselves. And yeah, this little doohickey right here, what is that, right? We're gonna get into that today. So, put on your thinking caps, make sure you have your pencils, pens, and notebooks, make sure you're out in nature or at least in a place that you're calm and peaceful so that we can go ahead and get started on the topic today. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, elements and chakras. And actually, as I was kind of looking at this, I was like, these two things kind of correspond very, very deeply. As a matter of fact, when it comes to, the inners and outer worlds. Usually with elements, let's say that, usually with elements, it's something that you kind of, you experience it on both sides, but elements is like, we came into contact with them through sight, through our awareness of the universe to kind of see how they move and stuff like that. Even if you couldn't see, you could still feel the fire, you could still feel the water, but, they're kind of externalities that we use and those sensations to kind of create those visions for our inner worlds and those sensations for our inner worlds. So let's see about that too and how, elements and chakras kind of correspond, because the chakras, they kind of remind me of like virtues and things that come from the inside anyway. So you're kind of looking at your internalities, while as elements, you're kind of looking at your externalities. So it's kind of really cool in that sense. So let's take a look and see what we have here today. Okay. And what we can meditate on and empower ourselves with these two ideas. So, symbolism. Last episode we talked about communication. Now, let's start on the element side because, actually we'll come back to that. We'll start on the chakra side because chakras, I know a lot of us as, a lot of us in the room are light workers, and a lot of us are, angelic beings, and I know that the chakras are one of the things that we use the most as far as understanding ourselves. So the chakras, the root chakra, coming from the base, we're sitting, that's coming from the base. The sacral chakra, that's coming from the stomach. The solar plexus is that space between the stomach and the heart. This is where joy comes from. The heart, of course, where you're able to come into communication with a lot of these through feeling. The throat chakra, we're able to communicate with each other like we are now. The third eye chakra, basically like intelligence, intellect. The crown chakra, that's that psychic field that we talk about, like that psi field that we're able to create. So that's an energy, that's something that you want to understand and kind of build and make stronger. The same way that you want to make your feelings stronger in those places and make your sight stronger, make your speech stronger. You also want to make your psychic field stronger too. So that's what we're coming into an awareness of in this class, in this course. So yes, the elements though, the elements on this side. So we have 5 elements in general. Spirit, fire, water, earth, and air. And these are kind of alchemic elements. Alchemic, you already know. All the good stuff. Yeah. Alchemy elements, and spirit comes from within. There's fire, which we see fire, water, rivers, ponds. Fire, what places do you see fires at? You see them in like forest fires, you see them like when you're cooking food, you see them when you're trying to stay warm. Where do you see water? When you need to bathe, when you need to, there's different things. Earth, we're always walking on earth, this thing that stays there, it has integrity, it just stays, the air, how it moves freely. We understand a lot of these elements through the horoscopes. It doesn't really go into spirit, right? It goes into personality, but not really into spirit. And this symbol right here, right? It's not really a symbol. It's more of a tool for navigating, right? So there are a couple symbols when it comes to spiritual symbols. We have the circle, the triangle, the square. Well, I don't know about the square. Circle, triangle, the spiral as well. The spiral and the circle, I kind of takes me one thing, but the circle encloses it. The spiral kind of means that you get to kind of make choices and stuff like that, kind of directionality. So yeah, those are like the the ways that the spirit sees. And if you go into like some optical illusions, this is recent optical illusion that came out where there's like an arrow inside a cube, and just because the picture's pulsating and the arrow's pointing upward, it makes our mind feel like it's going upwards. But that's kind of a spiritual experience if you think about that, because that's or a metaphysical experience if you think about that, because that's kind of saying, okay, my mind feels like it's going upwards. What does that mean as far as the things that I'm seeing, as far as when there's like random arrow signs pointing this way and that way? Is it throwing me into a certain direction I'm not realizing? So but with this, we're able to, with the spiral, I'm going to break this shape down real quick for you real quick, so just so you can see it better. And understand what these different kind of shapes mean too, especially the triangle. That's kind of like what you can use to say, okay, I'm pointing this way. You use that triangle. That's why I always do like this too. I'm using that triangle to say, I want to go up, right? And the spiral allows us to kind of make that decision to which way we're trying to point our intentionalities, right? In the spirit realm or in the metaphysical realm, which way we want to point our intentionalities. And then that's what we use the spiral for. And then, of course, we use a triangle to kind of point it in that direction. And the circle, which will encompass us, which will kind of protect us, our orb, as we're traveling to our destination, so to speak. So yeah, that's what those shapes are pretty much about. Let's go ahead and just draw it out for fun. So again, let's start off with the circle, since we're trying to get somewhere, right? This is us. And then, usually, life is happening, and it kind of throws us for a loop. Right? But what we need to do is maintain our own directionality. This is where that triangle is coming from. Even though life is throwing us for a loop, we still head in our own direction, knowing what elements we want to put into play, knowing what chakras we want to activate for our own life. So yes, we have our own directionality in that sense. So yes, that's what you want to imbue those kind of imaginative elements into your world to help you kind of navigate. And yes, the imagination, like I said, it's a beautiful place to be in as well, because when you apply the imagination to life, it just opens up an entire storybook of experiences that you can have. And there's not just there's not just that one mundane experience. There's an entire imagination of things that you're able to fulfill in that space. So yeah, directionality. This is so that way things don't throw you for a loop, right? When you have that triangle, and even though life is throwing you for a loop, you're still able to maintain that directionality within your purpose, within your life sphere. And of course, the elements are happening outside of you. And the chakras are being activated inside of you, but you're still maintaining your integrity as the source of your being. So nothing can take away from you. Nothing can really add to you besides what you allow into this kind of into the world that you're creating. Elements and chakras. What do you guys think about that? So that's a kind of cool. That's a cool, interesting concept right there. And again, we want to meditate on these elements and chakras often, because again, this is how we empower ourselves. When we talk about that psi element, remember that psi, that thing is going in and out of us. When we talk about increasing our psi field and keeping it in a positive quadrant, then yeah, you want to make sure that you're always increasing in those positivities. Keep those mantras of positivity generating around your field and your subconscious, so that way they can better protect you as you move through your space, and as you take course and navigate to where you want to go, to better aid you, to let your intuition better aid you in guiding you to safer paths for you to take. So and fulfilling paths, not just safer but also fulfilling paths for you to take. So yeah, next episode we're gonna get into colors, because yeah, these are labeled by colors, but really colors are just a label. colors are just a label, basically. You know, color is what you really make it mean. I talked about this in another video, but the color blue didn't exist before. But yes, as a label, it's helpful to use it as a device, especially if you're meditating on what that color means to you and how it reflects back into your life. It's helpful to use that as a device to see in what ways you want to make moves, and also to see how most people see those colors too, so that way you can better come in alignment with your purpose and communication to the universe and others. So that's going to be fun. Metaphysics 101. Thank you guys for joining me today. This has been the Black Hole with OG5 Metaphysics 101. So we're going to have a good time. If you like today's video, go ahead and leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you for the next episode on Thursday. So you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for stopping by.